You really, really, really want to go abroad. Going abroad is one of your biggest dreams. You have been wishing for this for so long. Well, I feel you. I've been there, and it's a perfectly legit dream that you must pursue. In this moment where you're exploring what your possibilities are, it really helps to hear about the other side from someone who has done the journey. Welcome to my channel. I have been living in Denmark for 17 years, and I also, like you, had the dream of going abroad and studying abroad, experiencing the world. The world is so big, so I get your yearning. I have spent 17 years living in Denmark, and I have truly cherished my life here. Not everything is easy, but it really helps to hear from someone who has done that journey. And that's why I'm happy to share my experiences and insights of living in Denmark for 17 years with you. Now, let's say you want to study abroad, or you want to work abroad, or you want to first study and then find work, but you want to do all of this while you are with your family. You want to bring your family together with you in your journey abroad. Fair. Let's prepare you for that, right? I believe that in order to understand a country, a particular possibility, it always helps to compare it with something else, another possibility. So just to bring clarity to you, to help you understand what are the strengths of living in Denmark, let's compare Denmark and its possibilities with the US and what life could be like for you in the US. Now, first and foremost, if you're coming here with a spouse, you have to know that the moment your spouse gets a visa, that is actually a work permit. That is such a big strength. You and your spouse both come to this country, and your spouse gets a residence permit, which is actually also a work permit. This is not the case, unfortunately, in the US. If you are bringing your spouse to the US, that person is only coming on a resident visa, as a dependent visa, but is not getting the opportunity to work. In contrast, if you are coming here with a spouse, think what a big strength is just to have the option to be able to find work and get work. That is hugely liberating, and that's a very, very big strength of migrating to Denmark with a partner, right? Now, if you are coming here, you obviously want to make sure that your family is in a good place, is safe, is healthy. And one of the biggest strengths of living in Denmark is obviously health insurance, which is universal healthcare. For everyone, no matter you are rich or poor, everybody has access to healthcare. So when you arrive, you get this yellow card, which is giving you access to your general practitioner. You will have that number and name on your yellow card, and you will call your general practitioner as and when you need. This health insurance is so liberating. Let's say you have to give birth in this country. I have been through the whole process of pregnancy, getting tests, variety of tests during my pregnancy, getting all manner of support from the healthcare system, finally going into the hospital and giving birth. All of this was free. Imagine you go to give birth and you don't have any hospital bills. Just try and think how amazing that moment is, that you already have a lot of responsibility. On top of that, you're not burdened with hospital bills. That is unfortunately not the case in the US, where healthcare is not free. It's not available to everyone. Only if you're working and can afford health insurance via your employer, you get health insurance. And hospital costs are tremendous. I mean, giving birth is a really, really, really expensive affair. So in comparison, you really can sit back, relax, not have the mental pressure, and focus on the well-being of yourself and your family, and secure the well-being of yourself and your family, because health insurance is available for all. Next point. If you have given birth, you have to understand that you will be very lucky, and you will get a very long period of maternity leave, paternity leave, and together parental leave. So, for example, if you're a woman giving birth in Denmark, right before you give birth, 4 weeks prior to giving birth, before giving birth, you will get 4 weeks paid leave from your work. You will get 4 weeks off to take care of yourself before you even give birth. After you give birth, you have 2 weeks of leave if you are the father or the co-parent, and 10 weeks of leave to take care of your child as a mother. And together you have 1 year of parental leave, both the mother and the father or co-parent. That is a tremendously long time to take care of your newborn up to the age of 1 year till they turn 1. And that is the time when you bond with your child, you're there for your child, you have to be present with your child and take care of them. Those precious months of a new life you get to spend with your child. This, unfortunately, is not the case in the US, where I hear maternity leave is only as long as 1 month. So a very big difference in quality of life right there. Now, as your child is growing up, of course, you want to send your child to daycare, right? Daycare is highly subsidized and they are of really high quality. The pedagogue, the people spending time with your children are actually educated personnel and they know how to handle a child. Daycare is available from 6 months onwards. So they know really how to handle children of really small ages, and you can have access to daycare up to the age of 6, and after they turn 6, they can start going to primary school. So parents are really, really relaxed here and confident and at peace because they have access to subsidized quality daycare. It's not free, but it's really affordable, which is why you will see in a country like Denmark, most women are working because most women have been provided this opportunity to be relaxed and to work and not be worried for their children. So it's a very big strength that you have access to subsidized daycare. Now, let's say your child is growing up and you have to take a call on which school your child should go to. There are many opportunities, many possibilities. If you want to send your child to a Danish school, Danish public school, then you will be happy to hear that public schools where the language of instruction is Danish are free. There is no tuition fee in Denmark at the school level and at the university level. Education in Denmark is free. How amazing is that? On the other hand, if you choose to send your child to an international school where the language of instruction is either English or French or some other language and not to a Danish school, that is not free, but that is entirely your call. And there is also a range of possibilities if you want to send your child to an international school. If you are coming here as a student and if you are a non-EU national, then yes, you have to be mentally prepared that education is not free. You will have to pay tuition fees. But again, in comparison to the US, this tuition fees is not that high. Typically, it is around 10,000 euros per year. Now, another big point, talking about keeping your family safe and secure. You have to understand that Denmark is a very safe country. Coming from New Delhi, I can say how relaxed and safe I have always felt in the last 17 years of living here. I have lived in the countryside, I have lived in the capital of Denmark, in Copenhagen, and at no point have I ever felt that my security was at risk, that I was threatened, that somebody was following me, that I had to watch over my shoulder, that I had to carry pepper spray or an extra knife just for self-protection. Nothing of the kind. You feel absolutely safe and strong and independent, and think of how mobile and confident you feel because you can go about your life at any point of the day. You will never feel unsafe. This is a very big thing when you're bringing your family here with you. If you have small children, you know your children will be safe playing out in the playground, in the courtyard, in the street right in front of your house. Your children will always be safe. The fun part is parents often like to keep their children in their prams outside because children sleep very well in cold weather. And when Oprah came to Denmark, 10 years ago, she was so amused by the fact that parents were leaving their prams outside coffee shops or before they went into a shop to the apotheke or to get something or even the grocery store, they would just leave the pram outside. And can you imagine doing that in any other part of the world? Like, can you imagine doing that in India or in the US? No. because you will be shit scared. My child will get kidnapped or something will happen to my child. Who's going to take care of my child? Nothing of the kind. In Denmark, you're absolutely at ease. You will leave your pram outside and your child will be sleeping. And you will pop in, get your coffee or whatever shopping you have to do, and you'll come out and your child will be perfectly safe out there. So this is the quality of life that we are talking about. Safety is a very big element of living here, and it's a very big strength. And if you ever consider living here long term, you know you will be at peace. You'll be at peace for yourself, like I have been, and also for your family. Now, if you're raising children in this country, the state will pay you every quarter for your child. And the state will pay child support to you for each of your children. And that is actually quite a handsome amount. I'm not going into the specifics of how much because it changes with age. But every family, no matter what kind of income you earn, everybody gets child support. And that is really useful. That's because the state is invested in the well-being of your family and your children. This is called a børnepeng or børn- og ungeydelse, or roughly translated children money. But it's really an indication that you are taken care of. You're not on the street. If you have a child, that child is also the state's responsibility, and you will get child support to take care of your child. And you will get this till your child turns 18. Now, finally, if I were to really pick on a detail that I think is a really fun fact and is a rather big detail. If you're living and working in Denmark, everybody has access to 5 weeks of paid holiday. Everybody, every year, gets 5 weeks of paid holiday, and some get an additional week from their employer as well. Compare this with the US, where I hear my friends, they are only getting 2 weeks, that is 10 days of paid holiday per year. That makes it really difficult if you want to go back to your home country and visit your parents or visit rest of your family, and at the same time you want to travel to a new place, travel abroad and explore the world. It gets really tight. But in Denmark, it's such a privilege that you actually get 5 weeks minimum of paid holiday per annum. What does that show? That the state is interested in your well-being, that society is structured in your well-being, so that you get time out for yourself, you get time out to spend with your family, you get time out to travel and just, relax and have a good life. All these aspects go on to make the quality of life in Denmark. That's why, no wonder, Denmark is known as one of the happiest countries to live in. Well, if you ever consider moving to Denmark, these are the things that will inspire you, that will encourage you, that you should keep in mind when considering whether to move to Denmark or any other country, either independently as a single person or with your family. I will be happy to share and deep dive into any of these aspects. Just let me know in the comments what aspect you would want me to go into detail into, and I will be happy to share my own experiences of living in Denmark for 17 years and give you a deep dive look into any of these aspects. Do subscribe to the channel. There is a lot to talk about. There's a lot to share. Keep in touch. And till we meet next time, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.